All right, welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda and Christian Rodriguez. And this is episode, 42?
42.
Episode 42.
Yeah.
And we have two guests today, right?
Yep. We got two special guests. One has been on our show before, many a times. She's been on a couple other podcasts, but we'd like to welcome her back. Lily.
Hi.
From Xicana Boxing.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. Oh, I get claps today?
Yes.
I'm expecting more claps next time.
Put it like the little.
For real.
I know.
Aplauso.
Like the audio,
yet.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
studio clapping.
Yeah, there you go. Studio
Yeah.
claps.
Jose Luis y
Aplauso.
Censura.
No.
And Chris, do you want to introduce our other guest?
Jose, introduce yourself.
I'm Jose Jimenez. I went to Long Beach State. Got my bachelor's there in healthcare admin and my master's in sport management.
Yeah, there you go, man. Everybody getting their education on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Show. So,
Educated.
Educated. Yeah, Lily, I'm gonna go off to say that you're one of the first ladies of boxing, alongside Christina Poncher, alongside Cinta Conti, who we had on a couple of weeks ago. You're like one of those that knows her shit.
I'm trying to get up there with them, but I just started. But Christina Poncher followed me back on Twitter, and I was like fangirling for like an hour straight. I was like, oh my god, she like followed me back, and I like started like freaking out. But I'm trying to get up there with her.
Yeah. Imagine having you, her, and Cynthia doing just the commentating.
It sucks because I know Cynthia's like more ring and that implies Golden Boy, and she's 360 Promotions, that implies that.
Yeah.
And Christina Ponches is like at ESPN and like Top Rank, so I'm like, like it would be cool. I don't think it would happen, but that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah.
What I was thinking is like eventually, what I would like to have like in the future is like, and I don't know why the fuck no one's thought about this before, like just a sports network with just girls who know about sports, and we cover all the different sports, because I'm pretty sure there's girls who like basketball a lot and soccer and shit, and just have girls like talk about sports. But I feel like it'd be just a bunch of people be like, go make me a sandwich or something. and you guys are guys, what's up with the obsessions with sandwiches? Like you there's so much good food you can say, and you guys say sandwiches.
Well, it's very efficient. Right? You can make it in 3 minutes.
Sandwich.
You know, you can put anything in it.
To me, it's like,
I'm kidding,
that's
I don't
it.
know.
Like, that's it. Like un pozolito, like un
For real.
cevichito, un
Takes
mole
too
con
long.
pollo, and I'm like,
That's
come
gonna be
make
the
me
new
a
one.
sandwich.
Like,
I'm
go
like,
make me a pozolito, like.
there you go. You said it's sufficient. Don't you want them? Isn't there a point to be like, oh, go away forever? Like a sandwich is that's
That
fast.
is true. You're making a lot of sense
Yeah.
right
If
now.
you're like, don't make me a pozole, you have to do the fucking maíz.
You
like
get rid
the
of 'em for 3
grano.
hours.
You gotta wait for that. You gotta wait for a while.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That was a weird intro to
That's-
this podcast.
You mentioned soccer. Do you watch soccer? Like
Not-
Women's USA?
No, I saw the game yesterday, but only because it's like big games like these. Like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
that's
sit here and
good.
see
Low-key.
like.
See, I have a problem with that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have
Do
a
tell.
problem with that.
I know, because you're like the soccer guy.
No, not that, but I think recently they were asking like for equal pay. But I'm like, no woman watches these
Oh, they're
women
still
play
talking about
soccer. So I'm like,
Hmm.
that don't even make sense. Y'all don't even support them.
You're about to fight.
All right?
So with me, you can make a case. I'm gonna put the U.S. on the spot. You can make a case for the U.S. women's team because they're winning
They're way
trophies.
better
They're
than
winning
the
World
men's
Cups.
team.
And
So-
if you watch the stadium, it's like
It's empty.
10,000 people
Yes.
in a World Cup freaking semifinal game.
I know this is gonna sound far fetched, but just put both men's and women's revenue, and then try to make it somewhat even. Somewhat even. I know that women don't bring in the revenue, but the guys don't win the trophies. They don't get they don't repeat the success that the
Supply
women
and
do.
demand.
That's just a U.S.
Supply and demand.
Soccer's just corrupt in general, no?
Yep.
Well,
Oh, every
sport is.
The
Every
only-
sport that doesn't have a
anything that has money
Well,
involved.
like, well,
Just
boxing
everything.
and soccer are
Yeah.
like up here compared to everybody else. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean,
anything
I
that's
don't know.
business,
Fucking
related.
FIFA got
is-
caught.
Yeah.
People went to jail for that.
I
shit.
know.
Yeah.
I was thinking for
Yeah.
Did they make
Wall
a
Street
movie
shit.
about it?
A
They
documentary?
probably will.
They made a
I don't
movie
know.
about the
Wolf
FIFA
of
being
FIFA or
corrupt. I
something.
Probably.
think. I'm pretty sure I heard it
I
somewhere.
Wolf of FIFA is gonna be watched.
Just waiting for the boxing one.
Shit. Don King.
That's a never-ending story right there. That's a long-ass movie.
I know.
Yeah.
That's longer than Titanic. My only problem, low-key, though, with women's, when you compare them,
Yeah.
the women's soccer teams are fucking, they play hard as shit.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
They're like be
Like-
pulling each other's hair and like I'm like, what the
Like,
fuck?
like they're
Have you
kicking
seen
each
it?
other
They're
and shit.
they
This is
kick
Muay
each
Thai
other.
in soccer.
You're physical.
combined.
Yeah, I'm
They're
like,
physical.
I need to see the men do that. When I don't even respect the USA men's soccer team because I don't fucking like them. Like I just
Ooh.
don't. I don't like the team because. And
Mhm.
right from the get-go, and then you see the women how they
Yeah.
play, and then you compare them to the guys. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I think it's
fucking
just different
pussies.
levels because like men's soccer, like there's so much more talent out there
Yeah.
outside
Yeah,
of the U.S. And for women's soccer, it's obviously there's a lot of talent here for women because they have a lot of opportunities to have structured, organized soccer since they're 4 or 5, and women don't have those same opportunities
Yeah.
outside of the U.S. So, but yeah,
So are you gonna watch the final? Because the
Yeah.
USA is in it, right? Who are they gonna face?
they're gonna face Netherlands, who won in
Oh, for real?
extra time
when?
on this Sunday.
See,
I
you don't
think
even
at
know
work.
when.
I think
Come
at
on,
work.
man.
When they're gonna play.
So yeah, USA women's national team taking on the Netherlands for the World Cup final on Sunday.
Did you guys watch
So-
the Mexico game?
I saw the highlights. They've been.
You saw the goal.
I saw like
Yeah,
I heard
saw
that there
the
was
goal.
a
It was stressful, man.
PK that wasn't that.
Controversy.
Yeah.
I had it on in the background. I didn't even turn around when it happened. I'm like, they're gonna win. It's cool.
Yeah, low key.
See, Gio and his brother, they love Mexico, but they get very
I love
what's the-
Mexico. When did I
But-
say that?
but no, deep down inside you do, but they're so disappointed.
I just
with-
went for the first time in 20 years.
I think you do love Mexico, but I think you
No,
see
you're
other,
wrong.
you see Spain, you see Brazil, you
Don't
see.
tell me how to feel.
This one-
Don't tell me what
I
my
think he's
emotions
disappointed
are.
in them. I think
No,
he's
but
disappointed in them.
I follow you. So you follow like FIFA and the Spanish and Italian
Yeah.
leagues and all that. Yeah. So I follow Liga MX a lot more.
Mhm.
But when I watch,
Who's
as soon
your
as I
team?
it's Leon, bro. My
Okay,
family's
I
from
like
Leon.
that.
Oh,
I'm like,
Guanajuato?
Fuck America.
I like
There
that.
you go,
sorry.
bro.
Alright.
Oh, except for America. I like
Doesn't
that.
America play
wow,
Tigres
sorry.
here soon?
Pero esa sí se la sabe, ¿verdad?
I'm
¿Verdad?
just hey, my best friend, she loves Tigres. That's the only reason I know that information.
Well, the only thing, as soon as I love Liga MX, though, but as
Yeah.
soon as I watch like those European teams,
Yeah.
bro, Liga MX
Oh,
is
yeah.
high school
Yeah.
compared to these
Yeah.
fools. Like,
It's like watch.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you do like Mexico somewhat, but you see
But they're
Liverpool, you
lacking-
see
they're
Champions League, you
lacking so
see
much.
Brazil, you said not Argentina.
You're not gonna convince me that I like them.
but I
don't
think
know.
it begins up there because they're lacking the money. The Europeans got all that fucking money
Yeah.
to spend on these fools. They're taking all of our Mexicans. They're taking
That's
all
good,
those
though.
Mexico
fools.
has money.
I mean,
though,
it is
too,
good.
though.
It's good for them, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Mexico has
isn't
money.
that our sport too? Like,
Yeah, no, like
I
Mexico
would
has
like the money there too. You know.
They got money.
Mexico has money. It's just
They're
the-
probably in
but they're
top 10
corrupt
in
too,
the
you know?
world of, like,
See, I did not know that.
But the
They're
thing
probably
is,
corrupt as fuck,
is
though.
it's still considered third world country because of how it's distributed.
Yes,
Oh,
that's,
of course,
that
yeah.
was my point. The way you
Yeah.
distribute the
And
money.
that's
yeah.
when people are like,
That's-
"Oh, make that fight in Mexico, Andy Ruiz versus
Yeah.
Joshua, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I commented on, I'm like, the normal
problem.
boxing fans not gonna be able to go to that.
No.
And a bunch of people were like, "You're acting like people in Mexico don't have money." I'm like, I never said that. I'm like, I just used to live in Mexico, and I know that the
Yeah.
base fucking pay over there is 800 pesos per week.
And his family's from Mexicali.
Yeah, and I'm
They're
like,
all the way up there.
yeah.
They're not from like the FR.
not just
Guanajuato,
that, not just
Guadalajara.
that. It's like the people that are gonna be most likely, if it were, it's not gonna fucking happen in Mexico. But if it were to, it's the people here that can't afford to be like, fuck, I can literally go, get a flight.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than a lot of fucking fights here in Vegas.
and it's not gonna happen
know?
in London either because they
No.
can't have it outdoors in that type of weather.
Mhm.
So that's out of the question too.
And I don't think
But-
they're confident like that in Joshua anymore to like
Yeah.
lose in his hometown. I think, well, not his hometown, but his
his country.
Yeah, but just going back to Mexico, the reason there's money is because all these companies own these teams. Televisa,
That's true.
Corona
Telcel.
sponsors half of the
Yeah.
half of the teams. Carlos Slim is
True
part
that.
owner of Pachuca, or I don't know if
Yeah.
he still is, but
Goddamn.
those guys invest money into
Yeah.
soccer. They're just.
I'm sure
not very good.
Cuauhtemoc has a bunch invested, or is he not in the sport?
I don't know if he's allowed to because he's a politician.
Yeah,
now.
I don't
he's
think
a
they're
politician.
allowed
For
to.
real?
Maybe
Oh,
on the
shit.
low
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's doing something.
Yeah.
Another corrupt industry,
Yeah.
or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Fucking government.
I'll be quiet.
Oh shit.
Oh, what were you talking about? The soccer, women's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunday, apparently you said, right?
Mm-hmm. Sunday. So let's jump into it. Lily, you were telling us a little bit about that you were at Legends and you wanted to ask this one question, this one topic that I'm sure a lot of people are talking about. Canelo being named the franchise champion by the WBC. What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
First of all, can you tell us what it means?
Yeah.
'Cause I,
no.
yeah.
Well,
I have
honestly,
no idea.
that's why when I woke up and I'm like getting ready, and I was gonna go to the gym. And, we're scrolling Instagram. I think Instagram was down, but I saw the
Yeah,
WBC
she was
posted
fucking-
that they were gonna be at Legends for Rocky Hernandez, who's fighting at the StubHub. Well, now it's not. What you guys know what
The
they're
Home
doing.
Depot Center.
Yeah, right here. They're fighting right here, right? And I'm like, oh, like that's perfect for me to like ask them what, like clarify, because honestly, you said what does it mean? I don't know myself, so I'm like, this is perfect to ask. But they were so busy into. They were so busy into, like, they're making, I think, promo. They're trying to make promo for Rocky. They were following him around with cameras. So I felt like I never felt comfortable enough to, like, go in and intervene and be like, hey, by the way, can I get was Pepe Suleiman and Nancy?
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable with Nancy, but I feel like because I'm comfortable with her, I don't want to be, like, catch her off guard with that shit.
Yeah.
But I do, like Gio said, I don't know what it means. It's like, does it mean Charlo's the champion now and Canelo doesn't have to...
So...
What I mean is, like, okay, Golovkin and Boo Boo and Charlo, who do they fight? Like, if they fight Canelo, can they get his belt, or Canelo, can he get back the regular belt?
Yeah. So
like Boo Boo, should he fight Charlo now?
So actually, Charlo was upgraded.
Yeah, literally promoted.
He was promoted to the WBC champion, like the.
And before his fight, before he fought.
So that he got promoted to that, and so they gave Canelo the franchise championship belt, but in reality is like a trophy. It's really a trophy. It's really a trophy.
But it's basically like, why do you have to give away the other belt?
Like the
that
MVP
you won
of the WBC.
I think what it means is that he has that belt, and that gives him liberty to move up and down without having to vacate.
Yes.
But it's like, who the fuck else did you do that for?
Yeah.
When Mikey went up, he vacated his WBC.
Yeah.
Like it's normal for boxers to go up and down and wait.
Yeah.
But you vacate.
So what I was asking was, what does it actually mean?
It pretty much.
What does this mean?
Well, I mean,
that's what I want to know.
So nobody knows.
It's worth noting that it happened under Canelo's watch.
So this pretty much means it gives him immunity. So like, if let's say he was a WBC champion.
No, but what are they describing it as? The franchise champion? Did you guys read any articles or something?
Yeah,
I didn't read shit. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So it said, they said they they're giving it to a fighter that shows elite level talent that can go up and down in several weight classes. So they can't be, what's the word? They can't be just contained to like one division. Weight class. So they can't have him as the WBC 160.
Now, with that being said, why does he got to give away the other belt that he won fair and square?
Yeah, so they took that from him.
In other words, it's almost like if he vacated it for this belt and like voluntarily gave it to Charlo, just like he gave back then after Cotto fight, like he gave it to Triple G.
Yeah,
it's like he voluntarily gave it to Charlo.
Yeah. The way I see this is like, because I know WBC and Canelo, they used to like not get along,
right? Yeah, beef, And
so like, I guess no quieren quedar mal de nuevo, because there's going to be times where Canelo's not going to want to fight his mandatory, so they would have to strip him of that belt, and then van a quedar mal.
They're like, now we want those sanctioning fees.
They want to keep him happy. They want to keep him as the face of the WBC, so they made him a franchise. So that means
franchise.
To me, the question is, can he lose that?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And what sucks is like, if I were Canelo, I'd feel so offended if they fucking try to do that shit to me. I want to understand the thought process behind it. Because if I was Canelo, someone came up to me and be like, hey, we're going to make this whole ass new belt for you, but give us the one that you beat Golovkin for.
So
I'd be like, I don't fucking think so. You can give me a new belt, but don't take this one away.
So Dylan White has been waiting 2 years to fight Deontay Wilder. 2 years. And they asked White about the situation being a franchise boy or not. And he was concerned because now Deontay Wilder can be a franchise. And what that means is basically, and then Wilder, they asked him that question, and he said, well, I already gave Dylan White 3 strikes. The first one is you have to sign with PBC in order to fight me. And then the second one, you have to fight against Luis Ortiz. So it's like mandatories don't actually mean anything.
Mandatories
this just gives
don't mean anything.
They never did.
Belts don't mean anything.
Yeah,
they really don't. Like, belts really don't matter.
You know when they stopped meaning anything? When they started making super lightweight, junior lightweight,
interim and regular and diamond and gold. Another thing too is like when belts only matter is when they're in the hands of fighters who would not be popular without those belts.
Yes.
And I'm talking about he put on good fights.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying we even talked about it here, right?
Oh, and you mean
he needed
like
that belt to get the fights that he's getting now.
Most definitely.
Because who's gonna want to say I'm fighting Sean Porter when he doesn't have a belt? Why would you take that risk?
Yeah, of that aggressiveness. My point is, let's not go too far back. Boo boo. that belt fell in his lap, you know, and it's like
I feel like all the belts. Like
and
Charlo
it's
is champion
is
now.
he fucking talented? Yes.
All of the belts of Adrian Broner have filled in.
You know,
Yeah.
he's amazing, right? Boo Boo's amazing in the ring, like boxing style, and it's like okay, cool. But if he didn't have that belt, do you think anybody would want to fight him? Same like he said. Do you think
We wouldn't
anybody's
know
gonna
him.
take that risk
We wouldn't know him.
to fight Boo Boo? Had he not have a belt? No. So belts only matter, or they're only important when they're in the hands of those who, if they didn't have it,
Yeah.
They couldn't get a fight. Yeah.
I'm just gonna call the WBC the franchise boys.
it's just it sucks because at one point I feel like they were like the most prestigious belt, and they still I think they still call themselves that.
Yeah.
But at one point it's like you guys are I think the most ridiculous.
They're pushing
It's
it.
just-
But guess what? We're talking about it now. So
organization.
Yeah,
what are
it's-
we talking about?
It's just laughable.
We're talking about
man.
WBC.
It's ridiculous.
We're not talking about WBA,
ridiculous.
WBO, IBF.
Yeah.
I mean the WBA also has their little regulars
Yeah.
and interims,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned that's why you mentioned them second. See, we're talking about all these belts.
Yeah.
I think that's the
you got
end
me
goal for
there.
them.
You got me there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little ridiculous, but
It's a little ridiculous. Yep.
So on top of that, so it's July, and so the biggest fight this month is Pacquiao and Thurman. So what do you guys?
Let's start with Jose. How do you feel about that fight? Pacquiao-Thurman.
How old did we say that Thurman was?
Thurman's
again?
30.
He's 30, right? He's exactly 30. And how long was he out for? Like 2 years?
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably good for him. I'm low-key worried with Pacquiao.
You gotta. Also, you're picking Thurman a little.
Yeah.
Okay, based on youth.
I mean, based on youth, yeah. Pacquiao will probably, with his skill and whatnot, he'll stay in it. But close to the end, I think he's gonna be in trouble, low key, because of that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm low key wondering, did he sign a contract or something, like a fight contract? Is that why he's taking these fights?
Who, Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a fight contract with Showtime. How many fights, Chris?
How many was it though?
Two.
Two.
Okay,
it's
so
just
it's a
two,
short
wow.
one. So it's
Well, at least it's that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Good
Yeah.
luck to him, I guess.
Sometimes I like to see like their last fight, necessarily how they kind of looked, and yeah, I think Gio said it in on Beat the Count that Pacquiao looks like a young old man. He
Yeah,
does.
He really
does.
does, though. He
And-
really does.
And Thurman looks like a young gun, but it's a little broken.
A young
he's
old
so-
guy.
he's-
Salvage.
yeah,
like-
literally that's the perfect word.
Yeah, salvage. Damn.
Chris coming through with these terms.
Yeah.
No, dead ass, because also he's been injured. How long? Parece mazapan sometimes. Like, bro, you keep like getting injured.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
first, I'm like, because he got married, I'm like, let me start dando duro al way,
Yes.
because he keeps getting injured. What the fuck are they doing?
True.
Like, I'm like, they must be doing some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But now I'm just
Kama
like,
Sutra.
come on. Honestly, I think that was the worst mistake he could do. Like,
What?
get married in his prime. Like, he wasted so long. The injuries you can't control. To a certain extent, you can't control the injuries, right?
Interesting.
But to get married, like, you're just, like,
You're saying this, not us.
I know.
no, it's
I can
it's
say so
No,
many
for his
go ahead.
jokes
career.
right now.
Like,
No, I'm just saying,
you
go.
guys, you are getting married. You know that's gonna put a hold on whatever the fuck you're doing, and you're getting married
In what way?
in your prime, because he's got to go have a honeymoon. He's got to go now
Make babies.
Yeah, not necessarily, but
He
like.
hasn't yet. He
Practice.
But
hasn't yet.
practice, like, you know, you gotta, now it's like a new responsibility, because, you know,
Yeah.
women are not just like, oh, let's get married and the shit's gonna stay the same. No, they like want new expectations and shit.
Oh.
Like, no.
Tell me more.
You know what I
Take
mean? Like,
notes here.
I honestly thought that, like, that was for him, that's gonna, like, not be good.
Yeah.
The fact that he got married and took more time into that.
So who do you have?
I have Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao still has left enough in the tank to bother Thurman, not in power, but in speed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's going to be Thurman's downfall is that he's talked, when he first came back against Josecito, before the fight was even started, he had said that he was not going to have a legit opponent up until
Yeah.
2020.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yes.
did say that.
Right? Remember?
Yes.
Because
Yes,
he
I
wants to take
remember.
it slow, and it's like, okay, you didn't look that amazing. I mean, it's just one round. He said it, right? He's like,
Yeah.
it was just one round. I
He would have looked good if he would have finished in the second round.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he said, you know, it was just one round that I looked bad in, basically. But at the same time, you can't take those type of privileges against someone that's as fast as Manny Pacquiao, who's even though it's old, he still has faster hands than a lot of people at 147.
Yeah.
So I think the fact is going to be the ring rust, and yes,
so you
he's
don't
working
think
hard.
it was good that he went to distance with Josecito?
No, I think it's good. That was like, I think I said it in the podcast
Yeah.
that it would, he needed, even though people
Yeah.
were going to talk shit, he needed the distance. But
I was watching
he
that
was
fight
getting
this
clipped
past
a lot.
weekend.
Yeah.
I thought
oh, you watched it again?
Yeah, I thought he looked okay.
didn't look
for
bad.
Coming back.
Yeah, for
I
coming
thought he
back.
looked good for coming back. I thought it helped him going
Yeah.
the distance and getting rocked too. Because Pacquiao, I think, can probably hurt him still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll be like a stoppage or a knockout, but I think Manny's just gonna look busier, and it's true what Freddie Roach is saying. I think Thurman's gonna be on his bike, not like in a bad way, but he's gonna be boxing backwards, and people are gonna not like that, especially against someone like Manny Pacquiao who's super busy. Yeah. And he makes the fights. Manny Pacquiao makes the fights. And I think if they see Thurman kind of not wanting to engage, people are not going to be happy about that, especially if it's pay-per-view.
You think Pacquiao wants to finish the curtain like this? Or is he going to continue fighting afterwards?
I think so, because I think he still wants another name. Like, I think he still wants to keep going. Maybe not someone as dangerous as Thurman anymore. But I feel like if he defeats Thurman, he'll be like, okay, now I can fight cupcakes. And, like, his fans are still going to watch them.
Go to China.
Right? People are still going to watch whoever the fuck he fights.
Yeah, I think somebody once asked him, or somebody asked him, like, do you think you're too civilized now? And that's something that happens to a lot of
civilized, damn.
So that's something that happens.
He's a savage before fucking savage.
And that's something that happens to a lot of boxers when they get all the all that money and like they're established and they've done everything in the ring. And so I was thinking about that and I was like, nah, he still looks hungry. And another fighter, not to bring up Mayweather, but Mayweather obviously he's gotten all that money, he's gotten all the everything he's done in boxing, but when he trains, he still looks hungry. And so I think Manny's to me from he still looks really hungry.
I love his attitude.
He's been richer longer than he's been poor.
I think I love his attitude though. I don't know, you guys. Is it out yet? The Face Off. I think I just saw clips of it. Maybe it was a preview. But every time like Thurman talks, man, he's just like, okay, bitch. Like I love his attitude because he's like, I've been through so much. Like, what do you think you're not gonna scare me? He's like, I might lose, but I'm not scared. Like,
but Thurman did get under his skin, right, Chris?
He did. He got him a little mad.
Yeah, at the PBC, like he was at this on TV, right? And he asked him, "Are you mad? You mad, Pacquiao?" And Pacquiao did not want to like respond at all.
I think he was more annoyed than anything.
Yeah, annoyed.
But like, I think also because he knows that Thurman is a little bit more serious and like, it's a different trash talk than with Broner because Broner is just like stupid and he's Broner. Yeah. So every time we talk, Pacquiao would just laugh. Like okay, whatever. But with Thurman, he knows like in a way it is a bit more disrespectful because it's not coming out of that I'm just Broner and I'm stupid. Like it's coming from him actually. Like when he said that he would crucify him, I was like, bro, like that's fucked up.
He said he would crucify him?
Yes. That's what he's like. Oh, he talks about Jesus. He's gonna be the one getting crucified or some shit. And I'm like,
that was clever though.
You remember? Right? It was clever, but I'm like,
damn.
Damn. I'm gonna pray for you. Yeah. His mom's gonna do brujeria on him. Shit.
For real.
With the rosary on the side.
I saw your post with Mother's Day with them.
She's that's love right there.
Follow Xicana Boxing on Instagram.
What fight was that one? Where
Bradley.
Second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She be doing that though.
I don't blame her after the result in the first fight.
That's right.
Didn't help you that much.
I recently saw a screenshot of that fight. I think HBO scored like almost every round for Pacquiao, the first one.
Yeah, and he got like robbed.
I forgot all about that fight. And
we were all pissed off.
And I was like, I got mad. I'm like, fuck, I remember that. I got
mad.
Fucking fight. I was like, what were they watching? What were they watching?
Yeah, that shit. We were all like, huh?
Like you want to? You're new to boxing. You don't never seen
even
a robbery.
Bradley was like,
show you this fight. Let me show you this fucking fight.
He went through depression after that, huh? Because everyone talked so much shit about him.
To Bradley, yeah. He didn't deserve that. I mean, but
even Bradley knew.
But I think
that's why he fought that fight with Provonikov the way he did. I don't know if you guys. Well, I know you guys saw it.
That was here at the StubHub.
Yeah, War Grounds. He did more. You
can still hear that.
You can still see Prodonikov's face when you close your eyes.
Dude, I honestly think those two guys like left something there, and they're because
it's haunted.
Something. Because man, Provonikov, after a couple fights, he was like off the spectrum.
He was getting stopped, huh?
Yeah.
Who did he get stopped by?
Lucas
Matisse or someone?
Matisse.
He was like, what?
He fought John Molina Jr. too. But man, these two guys. I almost was like, man, somebody stop this fight because like these guys were just fucking going at each other. Like
it's like we want to keep watching, but kind of stop it. But please stop.
Yeah. Throwing the towel at the same time.
So since you guys are in the welterweights discussion, so after the Pacquiao and Thurman, you don't see any of those winners fighting against Spence, against Porter?
Nah.
Yeah, Thurman kind of made it clear he doesn't want him anytime
He don't want no smoke. that soon. No.
Yeah.
I think he just made that exception for Pacquiao because that's like a title shot, basically. Not because I think Manny's a regular, but in a way that you don't turn down a title shot and you don't turn like down a fight with a legend, because if there's any possibility that you can beat him, which I'm pretty sure he thinks because of the age that he can definitely, and because of the the Marquez effect.
We're talking about Keith.
Yeah, he can do that.
He's gonna win the lottery too.
So he's not. Yeah,
How much money
he
is he
bet
gonna
on
make
himself.
out of that fight?
Did he bet on himself on a certain round?
He said 10,000 that he was going to knock him out. I think in the second round, something like that.
Dang.
Why would you put it like on a certain round? That's wild.
That's added pressure right there.
That's wild.
So the thing is, like,
and especially Manny, like, who do you think you couldn't even do that to Josecito?
Who has more chance of knocking the other one out? Keith Thurman knocking out Manny or Manny
think
knocking
Keith
out?
knocking out Manny just because of the Marquez
I think we all agree on that.
But I don't see it. I don't know. I would be shocked. I'd be like,
yeah.
And I think everybody would be sad because they're like, oh, see, Manny just stayed retired.
Should have stayed in Florida against Marquez, right?
Yeah.
No.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Hey, so we're halfway through the year of boxing, but the first month we started with Manny Pacquiao, and we're starting the second half of the calendar with Manny Pacquiao again. So what type of expectations do you have for the remainder of the boxing calendar? What fighters should we look at, or
I think
who has to lose and gain in this?
I mean, I think we know what we're getting. We know that we're getting another Ruiz. No, we're getting Ruiz and Andy.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy and Ruiz and Joshua again. We know we're getting a Canelo that has right now 3 divisions on, completely stopped because they're all trying to figure out what he's doing. We have 3 divisions.
Like Kawhi Leonard right now, huh?
He's 3 divisions, like on hold because we're like, oh, what is he doing? Like the Boo Boos, Charlo's there, like, well, we want him. At once,
I don't think they actually want him.
They don't, but they gotta
want
say
the
it.
Money.
They want that money, and one of the Charlos already lost. So the other one's probably like, I want to be like my brother, and if I take them now, I might as well make money for it.
He'll be set,
you have Caleb Smith, who's also kind of waiting, to see, and
He's
then you have Kovalev. I think it would be that would be my favorite pick.
Callum Smith,
but
the
that's
Kovalev, right?
also
I think he's probably in the eyes of the spectators. He's probably like last in line.
He's like, that's dangerous.
Nobody really knows him.
Yeah.
Like, people know Kovalev.
But people
High
like
risk, low reward.
Canelo could be like, oh, I beat the Smith brothers. I kicked his little brother's ass, and now I'm gonna kick your ass. If he was a trash talker, he would say that, but he's not. So, but I think that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking to Triple G again, hopefully with a better opponent, if not Canelo.
If not Canelo, it might be against Boo Boo.
Like I said, I think I said this in the last podcast. I think they're trying to make. I think that's why. I personally don't agree with Golden Boy telling him, "Oh, get a belt first," because what belt did Canelo have prior to
the franchise?
But
he's Canelo, man.
Exactly. It's because he's the A-side, regardless of having a belt or not.
Kind of like Manny and Thurman.
Yeah.
You just see when Porter asked
him,
Thurman, like,
who's the A-side?
Yeah. And he kept trying to convince him that he
but
was.
no,
but
it's
we
not.
all know.
No, that's the thing. Like.
Porter really want to know, man, who's the A-side?
And it's not like fair. Like us as boxing fans and in a way analysts, we know that in a perfect world, like politics shouldn't rule it. Like it should have been Golovkin's name first and Golovkin the one that's the A-side winning more. But it's not fucking peaches and rainbows in boxing. That's not how it fucking works. It's whoever draws a name. So I think
kind of like the Women's World Cup, right?
But I think it's fucked up that Oscar's like, oh, get a belt, because Canelo gave him a belt to not fight him before. Like, so that's a dumb thing to say. Dumb. But at the same time, I think they do want, in a way, for Triple G to do that dirty work of fighting Andrade so that Canelo doesn't have to do it. Not because Canelo's scared of Boo Boo, because I think Canelo would be Boo Boo. But it's still a weird style that we know Canelo struggles against. So if Canelo could be like, you do it and I'll fight you and I'll take that belt, because you're not gonna knock me out. We already saw that you're not most likely gonna knock me out as older as you get. So now you're not beating me on the scorecard, so just go fight him. I'll beat you again and I'll take that belt. Thank you very much.
So Canelo this past week, he's been on the news for a number of reasons. One, because of the franchise belt, and then two, talks about Kovalev turning down that offer, and then Jaime Munguia coming up against fight.
Yeah,
and then I guess the venue between Triple G, Las Vegas, and New York. So what do you think is going to end up happening for Canelo in September?
I think it's going to be Las Vegas. I don't think Canelo stays out of Vegas.
Wait, who though?
I think it's dumb a little bit that Kovalev turned down the fight because of money, because he didn't make shit against the Ward.
Yeah.
And then he
turned down the fight?
Supposedly because he got lowballed. And it's like, And this
How
is
much
what
is
I
low
what
ball?
that's what I told
For
that's what I
you?
feel about every boxer. It's like,
It was half of
who
what
are you
Jacobs was
gonna
making.
who are like, so it's like six. So it's like, how
Good.
he made like I think he
know.
made less than
Close
2
to
against
that.
Ward in the rematch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
That's
He made
his-
2?
Less.
Wow.
Like less than 2.
So he's acting like
Wow.
Deontay Wilder. Right?
And it's like, come on, like if I
Ortiz.
was Kovalev, I would be like,
it.
where the fuck do I sign this shit?
yeah, dude.
Not only
like, yeah.
because of that, but
lose and retire. Yeah.
no,
right?
no,
6
and
million?
then, and you have reasonable like chances, and
Mm-hmm.
and to say that you have that puncher's chance, because
Yeah.
that dude punches fucking hard. Like I've seen him in the gym, and that shit, like you can hear that shit around the gym. He punches really hard. But I think Canelo thinks like, well, you know, I already took Triple G's power. Supposedly Triple G knocked down Kovalev in sparring. We went with, you know, with what's his name, Rocky Fielding. We went to the body, and I think we see that Kovalev doesn't respond well to body shots.
Yeah.
So let's try to, you know, box him. The thing is that I think they're counting out is that Kovalev can box, and he proved that in that last fight with Alvarez. And I think because he has so much power, people turn to that as the main focus.
Yeah.
But Kovalev has a really good jab.
I think he can box when he chooses to.
But-
right? Which last
yeah.
fight,
Which when
his
he
trainer
needs
got
to,
in his head.
when he needs to box, because he needed to box to get that, you know, that loss. Especially he lost so fucked up in the first
knockout.
fight with Alvarez, who doesn't even have that many knockouts in his record. So it's like,
He had like 12. and
first, I
20
thought he was
something
gonna
wins.
lose worse in this fight, but he boxed, so he knows when to adapt, right? So I'm like, I think he has really good chances to beat Canelo.
I think he's the only one that has a chance of beating him.
And why are you saying no about money? Because you're gonna make more money anyway. So I'm like, oh, Kovalev, goddamn it, like just fucking
That's
do
a
it.
fight
my
I
dude.
want to see.
I would love
Yeah.
to see that
Yeah.
shit. I would love to see that
Yeah.
shit.
No, but you
So
guys.
I think Canelo just beats everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like,
But hold up, you guys were giving me shit because I told you guys that Canelo, I wouldn't be surprised if he fights at 175. And you guys like, no, I don't probably see that shit. So fuck you guys.
I remember
brought
that.
up, and you
I
guys
remember
said-
that. I remember
I thought it was a
that.
little
Because he's a
ridiculous.
small ass
Yeah.
middleweight.
I thought
He
168 was
should've.
pushing
He's
it.
a
But that's
small
what Canelo
middleweight.
is.
He should've.
Canelo, he wants challenges. That's what it is. He doesn't give a shit about the risk.
Franchise, man.
so
I mean,
they'll-
I think he, like I said, I think he thinks that he can beat
so
him
they'll
body
fight
shots.
Kovalev at 75.
I think also he wanted
Or
at 170.
68.
I think
Yeah, it's
170.
not, I don't think it's going to be at 75.
And
I don't
Kovalev,
think it's
It-
that
no,
dumb.
I think
Yeah, and I
he
don't
will
think-
want the belt if he's gonna
He
fight.
learned from Mayweather. Fight,
oh,
right?
that's the thing, yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah,
want the
4
belt.
division, yeah,
Yeah,
to
4
be a 4
divisions.
division. And this is a real fucking
yeah.
belt, not
Wait. So you think
Yes.
it was gonna be a catch weight for that?
No,
he.
nobody for the belt.
Canelo supposedly wanted it at 170,
Oh, okay.
but it's
That's-
that
that's-
means no belt. And I'm pretty sure if he wants to beat him,
what division is that?
175 light heavyweight.
Like heavyweight.
Yeah, so that would still be a light heavyweight fight, 170.
But I think
Right, it's above
it's.
168.
I think with catchweights it's different. Like they don't. I don't know.
You can't fight for a belt, right? Unless they agree to it.
Yeah, unless they both, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Kovalev's gonna be like, no, fuck you. Like even if you
Yep.
beat me, I'm gonna keep my belt.
Yeah,
Fuck you. Like
pay me and I'll drop weight.
yeah. If you give me the 12, like you gave
12?
Jacobs, then I'll think about it. I think, but see, we love British boxing fans, but I think we all shit on kind of British boxers sometimes in the way that they're like hyped a little bit in their hometowns. But I want to see if this is Trouble Caleb Smith. He's the only one that I'm like, I like this guy.
Because he has that size, that
Yeah,
range. He has some good
he's
speed.
the
think-
only
I think
guy
he's
that I'm
soft.
like,
I
this
think
guy
he's
might
soft.
be the real deal. You know what I mean?
I
like,
think he's soft.
I don't know.
I see it in
I
him.
don't know.
I see
I
it
don't
in
know.
him, man.
I see
mean-
it in him.
He hasn't really fought anybody. to
But
be
Yeah,
honest.
but
you
but
can't.
still,
Gio, what are
doesn't
the
he, like-
qualities of a soft boxer?
British, number 1.
Oh, hey, I'm a screen record this. Hey, I'm a screen record this shit. Put it on my fucking page and be like, British boxing fans, where you at? Look at what
We're
Against
gonna-
the Ropes Gio
We're gonna
saying.
lose all our UK
I
He is from Liverpool.
What does that mean?
They've taken
Soccer,
L's recently.
Oh, yes.
No, they've
Yes.
taken L's. The
Okay.
boxers
Even
have
in
taken L's.
MMA.
They right?
Yes.
See, I'm not playing.
Even
See, I know
Darren
what the
Till.
fuck I'm talking about.
I know my geography. I'm just saying.
Darren Till is from
You know your
Liverpool.
geography.
He got knocked the fuck out.
No, but really, like, isn't he like? I don't know. To me, he's entertaining, and I'm like, ooh, like.
No, yeah, he's pretty.
It even
Well,
builds
I mean,
up
if you
like
if you fight
know?
Hassan and Dam, of course.
Yeah,
like,
at 160.
I
Anybody
know,
named
but-
Hassan, you're
but hey-
There you go,
beat,
see?
dog.
But he's a British.
no, he's.
It used to be Josh Warrington,
Mm-hmm.
and after his last fight, I'm like, like,
Yeah,
like,
no,
like
yeah.
Valdez can have his way with you,
Yeah.
but like,
I kind of see Caleb Smith and Benavidez up there. They're tall, like rangy,
yeah.
fast. Like
their resumes
know.
are questionable.
They're
Like,
pretty
yeah,
good.
I would
yeah.
love to see Benavidez.
Yeah.
Frankie
Yeah.
said
But I
Benavidez
don't
will
think
take
that,
him, right?
but I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
they would do that because
I agree with
wait,
him.
with Canelo?
I would
Canelo
love-
and Benavidez?
I just want to see Benavidez
Benavidez.
against
Oh,
somebody.
I don't think so because they're like Mexican. I don't think they want to like. do
Benavidez against Smith.
Yeah, let them.
Oh
let
yeah,
them-
that
let
yeah,
the winner
that,
get
yeah.
him.
Oh,
Let the
Frankie.
winner get Canelo.
Oh,
Frankie
yeah.
said Benavidez will work him, and I'm with him.
Work who? Canelo Smith?
Kalen Smith.
He's
I would love to-
fast.
I
That
would
means
love
it's
to
I
see
would
it.
pick
fast.
Benavidez.
Who's fast?
Benavidez.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about Caleb.
Damn, he's already like
He's
ready to
like,
jump.
My reaction was quicker than his.
No, dude, yeah, I don't know. Any fight, I feel like you said, I don't think anybody beats Canelo, but Kovalev has like every chance to even hurt him and like
He's a big motherfucker.
yeah, like put him. Not. I don't think he knocks Canelo out cold,
He
but
can
maybe
rock- he
like
can
rock,
rock him. He can
him,
rock
right?
him.
Like hurt Canelo. Like I would love to see it. like I
feel-
would love to see it.
I think Kovalev will be the first one in a while to make him like noticeably hurt because he
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
good poker face. Even when Triple G rocked him, like you kind of like
Yeah.
he didn't really show it. I mean, you know, he's
Yeah,
rocked,
he doesn't. Yeah, but
but
he doesn't show it.
And so I think with Kovalev's power, he would be
Did
the first
Canelo
one.
even weigh 175 against Jacobs?
No, I don't
No.
think
I
so.
mean, he looked like it against
Just
Cotto.
saying.
But that's because Cotto's fucking tiny.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last time he was rocked with was Miguel Cotto's
His
brother. Right?
like when he was 19 years
Yeah.
old.
Have you guys ever went back and watched that fight?
Roto Canelo.
The-
All I know is
Cotto
that
brother.
he won
Cotto
by
brother. Oh, Canelo.
he won like
Cotto was,
by
I mean,
stoppage.
Canelo was like 19 years old.
You could
Dude,
see his thick
I don't
ass
know
and
how
stuff.
he
His
won
hair
that
was
fight.
so red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
And he had no
how?
muscle.
He was
He had no muscle.
tiny.
He looked like
skinny.
masa, just
Skinny.
like
rolled
Looked like masa.
He had no pecs.
No,
he
but
had
I don't know
nothing.
how he survived in that
He
fight
got
because
Yeah,
he
he
was
got
getting
rocked.
fucked up, and he didn't clinch, he didn't hold, he
Mhm.
just fight.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
could tell he like was not like obviously
Experience.
experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that's the best word. He was like no sabía dónde meterse, el güey. Like
Yeah.
honestly.
He
And
won
then
that
that's
shit
like-
with all
Yeah.
huevos. It wasn't even hard. It was just like stupid,
Yeah.
just swinging back.
Sometimes these fighters are like too prideful to clinch, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's that one. That's that one moment where like I was like, dude, he needs to clinch, but like.
Wish you could say that about Andre Ward.
And and Cotto's brother was he was like 31-2 or something. He
Yeah.
had a pretty fucking
He
good
had
record.
a lot of knockouts too.
Yeah.
And
So
we could
that
tell
shit
his
was
best
crazy.
chance was in the beginning of the fight, because
Yeah,
after that,
yeah.
como que,
Yeah, baja.
yeah.
Mm.
Damn, so Canelo's trying to collect brothers' names and shit. The
Right?
Cotto,
Oh
the
yeah,
Smith.
I know.
Trout
Cotto's
brothers,
man.
right?
The Charlo brothers get them both in there.
Oh, for real,
Didn't
huh?
someone say like, oh, he could be both of them? At the
Oh
same
yeah,
time?
someone who's comments. I don't know. I saw that shit too. It's like throw him into the same night. He'll fuck him up. I'm like, you ain't wrong, probably.
Man.
Did y'all catch that fight?
The Charlo fight, yeah.
One of the Charlos against Brandon Adams. Brandon the Hammer Adams, apparently. That's his new name. That's what they
Fucking
call
chin.
him. They call him Hammer.
He has a good chin.
He has a good chin.
No, the ring announcer called him the Hammer.
The Hammer.
And everyone was like, the fuck?
That's his name.
Who's
Where'd that come from?
I thought Brandon Adams was fighting. Who's the Ham?
Brandon the Cannon.
Brandon the Cannon. Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you see the fight, Lily?
Yeah, I think we didn't expect as much from Adams. Like I think people were like, "Oh, easy fight." So I do give him props to that. But I don't think either of them fought like they wanted a shot at something bigger.
Yeah.
They're both kind of like,
Charles, I'll take my W. Adams.
yeah,
Like, I'll
yeah. He's like,
see
I already
what I
got
can do."
this, baby. The fuck I need to show up for? Like I honestly, yes, I think he did. Dominate and he won most of the rounds. I don't think maybe they gave Adams one, but I don't think he fought like he talks about Canelo and Triple G. He didn't fight like he wanted them.
Like he wanted to make.
At least Boo Boo. Do you guys watch the Boo Boo fight?
Oh, yeah.
The first few rounds, he was like being,
Whoa.
he was, maintaining
It's like,
his
who's
distance with
this
the
guy?
jab. Yeah, no, he was like jabbing his way like into like a nice distance to set something up.
Yeah.
Right, and he was a little bit more on the offensive side. And then like past the stage is like back to like regular Boo Boo
Just like
programming.
outboxing.
I stopped watching
And
after the
you're
fourth.
like-
I'm like, I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But at first it was
was
not
a
bad.
first
Like
round
the
was-
first few rounds, he was like coming really nicely, and then
knocked
that
him
jab,
down.
right? And then after you're like, okay.
I think he
like,
caught him cold. He caught him cold because Zaleski had no answer. He was just
Okay,
like, what the fuck?
Suleski, you're calling him like the zone commentator. Suleski.
Well, that's how Europeans
Zaleski.
pronounce it, so I'm gonna go with them.
He's like, I'll go in with box rec the way they.
Yeah, I don't know. People
The
say
zone.
weird shit.
Dizzen.
Suleki, right? Suleki.
Dazin.
Yeah.
I've heard Dazin before.
I heard Dizzen.
I heard all types of weird stuff.
Danza.
This guy calls it
Danza.
Danza.
Is
Yeah.
it supposed to stand for something?
The zone.
The zone.
Oh.
Like the zone.
The-
I'm
Yeah.
in the
Wow, what
zone.
the fuck? Why don't they
It's
just put an
stupid.
O in there
Can't
then?
even
They can't
hear
afford vowels, bro.
Stupid.
They overpaying their fighters so they can.
$365 million contract. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think what we all learned from those two fights, they're both middleweight bouts, is like they can't be Canelo. like they can't.
Even
hang.
Andrade, like, or Andre, whatever the fuck they want to call him.
Andrade.
It's not my fault you have a
Andre.
Spanish last name, dog. Say it right.
That's funny.
But I'm gonna keep calling him Andrade. I don't know. He gets off balance. Like he's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I saw a clip where
I
he's
don't
like
know.
doing all sorts of weird shit, like going around the ring.
I'm like,
and
this
shit. I
guy's
think I
supposed
have
to be
him.
Canelo or Triple G.
I
Like,
told you
I'm
guys that
insane.
Canelo would knock him out in 2 rounds.
I think he.
I don't know about two
I
because
don't know, 2
he's
rounds.
defensive and
I'll
he
put
like
$10,000 on.
He can
Nah,
run.
I really like his awkward style, man. Like
It's just
I
really
like
awkward.
it. I'm not saying he's gonna be Canelo, but I think he can make it interesting. You know.
Nah.
I think it works against slower fighters, but
Yes.
against elite
Yes.
fighters,
Yes, I
they're
agree.
gonna figure that shit out, dude.
I agree.
I think Triple G could figure it out.
By what round?
Like 4.
By the 4th round.
Yeah,
If he throws body shots.
He's always like in a weird range though. He's always like leaning like low.
And he turns
so-
his body really sideways. He's like this. All right. So
Yeah.
you can't punch him in the back, obviously. So he's
Yeah.
a smaller target.
He fights small. Like they're the same height, and I think they mentioned it. But he was fighting like hunched low.
Yeah, he spreads his legs. And
Yeah.
Shit's weird.
Yeah, there's.
It was really exciting. Like
That
Lily said,
sounded weird, huh?
the first rounds, man. I was like, this guy's trying to make a statement.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you remember that one fight that he had in November? He was supposed to fight against Billy Joe Saunders.
That one was a good fight.
But no, it wasn't.
You
Because
don't think so? I thought it was an inch.
Hold
okay,
up.
hold
No,
up,
it
hold up.
wasn't.
Why do you think it was interesting? I'll tell you why not.
Okay, to me it was obviously because we didn't know who this guy was. We didn't know what to expect. We just knew he was like
I don't know who it is.
we just knew he was like an underdog that they just found like almost like last
Yeah.
minute. And this guy, it was interesting for that guy. I
How
think.
many times did he got knocked
He got
down?
knocked down 4 times.
What?
4 or 5.
Why?
Yeah. And it went still to the scorecards, dude.
Yeah.
Still
No. Yeah. I'm not saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was not a competitive fight, but it was like an entertaining like bout.
No, there's nothing to read in
No?
between
Did
these
you
two
like it?
fights.
I wasn't
No.
listening. I'll show you the video.
No, we were just talking about. There's not that much to read into Andrade to me from his last fight.
Oh, okay, we're watching his little.
He's just too way off.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, he's like.
at that
here,
clip.
Here, show him.
But
Yeah.
but the thing is, because we want to talk about a lot of these boxers, but Lomachenko's gonna fight Campbell in August 31st. What do you think about that?
I think the same thing we discussed earlier. UK fighters.
Yeah, he's another one.
He's lost to
I'm slowly turning people to my side.
what Linares.
Sorry, UK fans.
And
Sorry.
I think he has gotten better since the Linares fight. Luke Campos. It's been a while. It's been a couple of years since
Yeah.
that happened, but I don't think he's ever held anybody's attention enough to think he
Yeah.
has a shot.
He was a blue chip prospect in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And then he
And it's
found.
like, okay, like you're gonna be an okay guy. You know, like
UK fans, let us know. Does he have a chance? Y'all know more than us.
I'll ask this question: and do you think the nurturing style or the nurturing fan base of the UK kind of softens them up?
Oh, hell yeah.
You think that's it?
It's like the Mexican soccer players.
Ooh.
They tell them they're so good when they're there. You know, it's the same shit. The media, they're very similar too.
Yeah.
In soccer too. They're very similar.
But it's funny because we were talking about this yesterday. I was saying about weak people, the environment itself, how they.
Oh yeah. I get you. Well, what do you mean exactly with the?
Well, you guys were talking about
They
how
tell you you're great,
There you
and
go.
then when it's time to be great, you find out you're not.
What was that quote?
you guys are so harsh.
Damn.
Well, I mean, this is against the ropes.
He said
Somebody's gonna get us against the ropes.
this.
You said like this big British guy's gonna plus us.
I know. I'm gonna be in the corner like.
Yeah, I showed this fool.
I
this
like
quote.
Liverpool. You never walk alone.
I showed this fool this quote when we were talking about that. Hard times create strong men create good times, good times create weak men create hard times.
Damn, that's true.
I like
Sounds
that.
That's
like
how
a
I
riddle.
see it. I mean, like
Like
if you don't,
that.
if you're not struggling, like if you're not fucking
Yeah.
working, if you don't continue to improve, you think you're already at the top of the goddamn mountain.
Yeah.
You think you're already there? Pues ya perdiste, güey.
Yeah.
You know, you like I don't know if you guys ever seen Pumping Iron. Arnold.
I seen it. Yeah.
Like the wolf, like when they were talking about the wolf and whatnot, like the lone wolf on top of the mountain and whatnot. He's like, well, Arnold's like, oh, I'll be there, ready to blah blah blah. Like, you know, if you're not working, if you're not getting that work done to you, if you're not, I mean, Joshua got knocked the fuck out in training, right? You guys, I'm sure.
I heard- yeah, we heard about that.
Yeah,
He denied it though.
Well, he looks
of
like
course
it.
he needs to. He has to. But you know, what if he was like not in that mindset in that moment?
Mm-hmm.
What if his mind was somewhere else? He wasn't present in that
It
moment.
seemed like it.
And we talked
And he
about
wasn't
it too,
there
right?
in the fight. That's for goddamn sure.
I mentioned that during the Breakfast Club, his knuckles were all busted, and this was when he was gonna fight his previous opponent who got caught with PEDs, Gerald Miller, and then Charlemagne asked him, "Yo, what's up with your knuckles? Why they're all busted?" And he was just saying that he's been punching walls.
Oh god.
Because he was stressed, and he didn't want to go into why, but it sounded like a family thing. But his knuckles were all fucked up, and he said he was punching the walls.
That makes sense because Eddie Hearn was had to be confronted with Joshua's dad after the Andrew Reese.
You could hear that. You could hear his dad yelling at
You
Eddie
see
Hearn.
the video.
And he's like giving his interview, and in the back's all this fucking drama. And you're like, what's going on back there?
Even then, he couldn't have his moment.
Like put the mic back there.
Joshua
real quick.
with the smile the whole time, like, bro, you just lost. Like, and you're smiling, hugging Ruiz, like, congratulations.
I didn't like
you
that a
didn't
little
fight.
bit.
Like,
I didn't like that.
what?
That like
I
he
didn't
was
either.
no,
No,
I didn't like that.
it.
He was like he
Like
like
the
came in
spotlight.
like, can you fucking move?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like
Yeah.
that.
well,
I didn't like
because
that
he
either.
was trying to convince
Brooklyn, stand
himself.
up.
Yeah.
He was probably trying to convince himself.
I think
too.
he
Like,
went up to the
this
mic.
is
He's like,
okay.
Yes,
guys,
yes, that's
like,
what I think.
come on, give him like something.
Like,
I'm
I'm gonna
bro.
get this rematch. No,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the rematch, and you're gonna worked again.
Yeah.
Like,
But I didn't mind it because I'd rather see that, the good sportsmanship in a way,
Yeah.
than a fool fucking crying in the press
Yeah.
conference
Or-
saying,
or
I
just
won,
walking
they
off.
robbed me.
Yeah, like
or
when they
just
stop the
getting
fight.
out of the ring
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
and
I think
not
that's
taking-
such sore
yeah,
loser
that's
shit
true.
when they leave
Oh,
the
yeah.
ring without
Yeah.
getting interviewed. Like, can you please cut it out? Like, you signed
Yeah.
up for this. Like,
Adrian
you
Broner?
thought there was, you
Yeah.
thought there was a possibility that you might lose. So
Yeah,
like,
probably.
if just
Yeah.
like you put your fucking face in front of the
Yeah.
fucking camera
You gotta
Yeah.
eat your
when
words
you
now.
win,
You gotta eat.
do that shit. Have the balls to do that shit when you
Yeah.
lose too. Don't be a fucking sourpuss.
That's true.
And especially
I
in
don't like that
boxing,
shit.
because it's up to 3 men or women to decide if you win or not. So
And you didn't do it,
should have
yeah.
taken it into your hands, right?
Speaking of busted hands, someone from Legends. I interviewed them today,
Oh,
and this
see?
were their fucking hands.
Wow.
They're playing bloody knuckles or
For
what?
real.
I said the
And it
tape
says
slipped
ouch.
up. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn. I'm like, isn't that gonna bother you like for the rest of the month?
Damn, someone's gonna fight Paulie next. What?
And that person's getting a title shot, and he'll come out soon.
So what do we see with Tyson Fury and Wilder towards the end of this year?
Like, what do you mean, like a
Like, what's your
prediction?
expectations and everything about that? Closing the calendar.
I think it's again as 50-50 as it gets, because either Wilder knocks him out sooner or like for reals this time, or
So you're talking about when they
Game
fight
plan.
each other,
yeah, or
which that'll be next year.
Yeah.
yeah, that one. But that's Ortiz first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, he's like, well, I'm trying to put away all my controversial fights, but I'm like, was that really necessary? Like,
The Ortiz?
Against Ortiz?
The
Yeah, I don't think
Against
anybody's
any-
asking for that rematch.
against
No.
It was entertaining, but it
Yeah.
wasn't necessary.
Nobody's
that's what I'm-
asking for it, but that 7th round was interesting
yeah,
because Wilder was
yeah.
losing.
and then they gave him like a bunch of time, and I think people were like mad about that.
The
But
ref just like, stop hitting him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
All right, fight.
you good, bro? All right, come on. But the thing what like pisses me off is like I need King Kong to like give it all he's got it, because if you turn
Yeah.
down a Joshua, motherfucker, that could have been
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
That could have
Yes.
been you. I mean, I love
Yes.
Andy Ruiz and props to him, but that could have been King Kong. Like he
Yeah.
could have.
And you know what? Ortiz could have said, Wilder, nah, fuck you. I don't even
Yeah,
want to fight
yeah,
you.
like, you know
now.
what,
I
Wilder,
got
I
all
did-
the belts. I
yeah,
don't want to fight
I
you.
did what you know
Yep.
should
Yeah.
have done or whatever.
See,
and
I
it's
would have
like,
beat your ass too
yeah.
if that ref would have not
yeah, and I
stepped
have
in.
these belts. You can keep yours. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
you know, this is WBC. You can
Do you guys
keep
feel?
your
Do you guys
belt.
feel like Ortiz has better boxing skills than Andy?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes. Well, of course. He doesn't have the combinations
thinking
and the
about it.
speed.
He has better
Combinations
footwork.
and speed. But that's
Loading.
like
That's better
yeah.
footwork.
But that's more into the
Well,
boxing.
So who will win between Andy Reese and Luis Ortiz?
Luis
That'd be a good
Ortiz.
Oh,
fight.
I
That's a
would
good
love
fight.
to
That's a
see
good
Ortiz.
it.
fight, man.
I would
Styles
love
make fights.
to see that shit.
Yeah,
I
I think
actually
that-
asked. I interviewed
so-
their trainer, Andy's trainer, and I'm like, I didn't even ask about King Kong. I did ask about
not
Wilder
there, that's
and
why.
I
Fury.
think the question would be.
Because I interviewed one of them. Friday, I'm interviewing Manny.
Yeah.
Today, I interviewed Estrellita. But I want to do like similar questions.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I think he beats both Fury and Wilder, and I'm like,
Oh, Andy
Wait,
Ruiz?
who?
that's what it is.
Oh,
He's not beating Fury.
he's not being Fury. Yeah.
I don't think anybody beats
He has
Fury.
two
Too
brooms.
rangy.
He can
He's
just
too- Yeah.
do this all day.
All right, so here's my
do this all
thing.
day.
Yeah.
Just do this all
So
day.
we got all these heavyweights.
There's no.
Just do this all day.
Yeah,
For real.
I feel like the one boxer that's the boogeyman, like in boxing in general, is Usyk.
Oh,
So
I
how,
love that.
so
Man.
how is Usyk gonna play around?
I don't
when he
know.
comes
See,
in the
I
heavyweight?
love that man so
He's
much.
not beating Fury either.
He's like
Tell you that
my
much.
favorite boxer right now. I think.
Lily's like, give me 1 hour to talk about this man.
Yeah, I love that man so much, but I do have like my worries of him going to the heavyweight division just alone.
People do in the
Yeah.
boxing community.
You know, because
I've
I'm
been
just
hearing
like,
it.
bro, you don't need to do this. Like,
But he
You
went
have
to
to.
do. He
He
did
did.
win his Olympic gold medal at the heavyweight
yeah,
division.
but
so
also, you know,
I'm sure he had
Sean
experience
Porter
fighting.
beat him.
he did beat, he
What
beat Joe Joyce.
Sean Porter beat him.
That's true.
So, but not
That's
just
true.
that. It's just like I like Usyk too much to see him get knocked the
Yeah.
fuck out.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna hurt way too much to see him hurt. Cause that's why I was scared against Garcia, because I'm like, he's putting on a boxing clinic, but
Russian
Garcia
boxer, right?
Garcia
Russian?
can just fucking end this at any minute.
So we're gonna see Usyk look first before Lomachenko.
Of course.
Yeah, because I don't think
He's in the
Lomachenko's
heavyweight
gonna yeah, one, exactly. He's gonna be in the heavyweight division. But also because I don't think Lomachenko's gonna he's not gonna fight Gervonta. He's not gonna fight Mikey Garcia's. The
Well,
guys
Mikey
that
Garcia was at the ESPN band. This
I
past
don't
week.
think
There's
it was
nothing
to
read
set up
into it?
anything.
Nothing?
No, I
I
think
don't
they're
think
just.
he'll make
I
the
think they
weights.
just like to
Yeah.
get like the fucking boxing community fucking triggered.
Or you think it's triggering for Crawford Garcia?
I think they just want to fucking be trolls and
Triggerous.
triggerous. Like,
Well, it helps
look at
their
us,
name.
like we're fucking
Triggerous.
beefing, but
Triggerous,
you're
yeah,
so
yeah,
happy.
like triggerous.
Triggerous, huh?
Yeah,
word.
we just made up a new
That's a good
word.
one.
Hashtag
All right,
triggerous.
hashtag triggerous.
There you go.
Right here.
WBC, right?
No, they
You're
trifling.
talking about 'em.
Yeah, they're trifling
You're
as
talking
fuck.
about 'em.
They were
Like,
like-
I'll take credit.
they're both petty. They're
You're
you know
done.
they talk shit about each other on these little interviews, but they're like, you know, let's mind fuck everyone right now. Let's take a selfie. Come here.
That-
Let's get everyone talking.
that person's
And people
going
are
on?
like, oh my
They're
god,
promoting their brand.
Crawford. Oh my god, Lomachenko. Oh my god, you know, Teofimo. Like all this shit is like, bro, they're just fucking
Stop
trying
it.
to get you.
That's like the last 10 years of boxing.
yeah.
The new
So
wave
I'm
of
like,
marinating,
I honestly,
huh?
I was literally like, have you guys seen the Big Sean meme where he's like, that was
Oh.
me. I'm like, I don't know. I don't see anything into that. But again, Usyk, I appreciated that he wanted to take on Povetkin first,
Damn.
because
Yes.
I'm like, yo,
Another Russian.
Povetkin,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's someone that we know. He's not fighting fucking, what was Fury's opponent's name?
Tom Schwartz.
Tom Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Like I'm like, he's not fighting some like,
Was he
no
like 21
offense,
and
but
0?
some random.
Some over.
You know,
top
he's
20,
fighting someone that's you know, that's still fresh in
Proven.
our minds,
yeah. Mhm.
who's proven, who gave Anthony Joshua problems in, like the first rounds. So I'm like, ooh, and then like, you know, he wasn't no, and then he's like, okay, then give me Takam, which is another one
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's like way off his prime already, but again,
Still
fresh in
there.
our memories. We know who he is, we know who he's faced.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I appreciate that from him. That he's not just jumping into a division like, give me, you know, the bottom feeders, and
Yeah.
I'll take these guys
That's
first.
true.
And then I think, did you guys see that I posted his reaction when Andy Ruiz knocked out Anthony Joshua?
Was that Kane smile or?
No, he literally
Oh, I
like,
saw that.
yeah, he was like
I
right
saw
next
that.
to Jacobs, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and I think he's like money signs flying
Yes!
away, you know, like
Yes.
literally, because I think
Like,
he
fuck.
also being in the zone, he knew that he wanted.
Well, there's a picture of him in the sideline seats, and he's looking at Joshua.
Yeah.
with his little hoodie. But he saw
Yeah.
something, unlike Mikey Garcia.
Well, I think same thing boxing. I think he knows that he's an Olympian too, but I think even though Anthony Joshua was a boxer, he has a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
And he's also like super stiff. To me, he was
yeah.
always super stiff.
I
Like,
think Usyk sees what
The
Gio
robot.
sees, that he's a British.
Oh my.
Damn.
No,
I didn't say that
and
one.
you guys talked about it, right? Like that Ukraine is like at the top,
Yeah.
basically. And it's like, yeah, I would love to see Usyk take over the division. But at the same time, like, it's not like, what's the little 8-ball thing? Like, outcome not likely. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen.
See, because at cruiserweight, he was very good at avoiding punches.
Yeah. Because of his boxing ability. He's like a
Heavyweights-
tall-ass Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what he is. A tall-ass Lomachenko.
You don't think we see any more surprises before the end of the year?
Like,
Any more
with who?
upsets?
And yeah, just interesting, like how what's been going on between Julian Williams, Andy Ruiz, Cancio.
I guess
But
you guys
with who?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
in general, I
It
think
just-
he's calling upsets, or you see an undefeated fighter lose their own.
Oh, who is the next fighter that's undefeated that's going to be losing their
Yeah.
own next?
Bubu Andrade.
He's one.
Depends who he fights.
Yeah. I guess he wants. I guess your question is like, who do you see most likely to be like most flawed, right?
Nah, everybody has their own flaws. It's just like who's going to lose.
Sure, somebody will.
I don't fucking like keeping track with the undefeated guys.
I just feel
I don't think that shit doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yeah, not to me
Yeah.
at least.
And
yeah.
I was gonna play that Mike
Unless you're
Tyson clip
Mayweather.
too. Right, but we'll do that later. Did you guys see that fucking Joseph Parker against the pie fight?
Nobody did.
Dude,
No
I saw it. I
offense,
saw it.
no
I
saw it,
offense.
right?
Nobody
Man,
did.
that guy left
That's the
pie.
time the man got there,
Yeah.
and I like just
It was-
stayed in the kitchen.
it was
to eat
like
pizza.
the like the Andrade fight where it was like the first rounds are good and afterwards just like okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that guy left pie was taking so many shots.
What I say, he had a too much chin for his own good.
Yeah.
He was just taking the punches and
Wouldn't quit, man. Like,
getting fucked up
yeah.
basically.
I mean, he
But
got
Parker,
paid, right?
I don't know. He needs to get knockouts to get back in the mix.
I don't
think.
like.
Yeah.
I didn't like Parker against Joshua. To me, it felt like he was just there for that payday, and
Yeah.
he's like, whatever, take my belt.
Like Mikey
Yeah.
Garcia against Spence. I'm just saying.
No.
No.
I'm just saying.
They showed his background a little bit, you know, when they showed their narrative.
Who?
Parker.
What did he say?
They show him like playing the piano, all calm, because I love playing the piano. I was like, all right, cool, all right, Parker.
I can
see."
relate.
And
He
are
got you with that.
am I wrong or are they both of Samoan
Yeah, Samoan
descent?
descent. Yeah, one's from
Or is that
Australia.
just
No, yeah, they're
the
both
pie?
from Samoan descent. One's from Australia, and
Zealand?
then New Zealand.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's why it kind of lasted a while, because man, it's
Too much
the pie-
respect maybe? Or
respect, and too much heart from
or
the
they
pie.
get hit by tree branches in Samoa?
Oh my God, Gio, cut it out.
So what do you think is gonna happen to Mikey Garcia, Lily?
I hope he fucking stays at 140 or 135 because what the hell are you doing at 147?
Yeah, I think 140 would be.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
too lazy to go back to 35.
I don't think lazy. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
hard
what
to
it is.
go.
Los tacos.
Something in the RGBA.
But I
Las
don't.
super tortas, bro. Like, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like.
To me, so far, my fighter of the year right now, I'm looking at Rodriguez Prograis.
Oh yeah.
I want to see him match up and see what he does towards the end of the year.
Oh, let's see.
and
Like,
fight
well,
him against Garcia.
yeah, that's what I would like to see too. And I think it'd be a good ass fight. And if Garcia were to beat him, that'd be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a great comeback.
Yeah.
Because
He'll
obviously,
beat him.
yeah, I think so
He'll
too.
beat him.
Because Mikey adapts.
Rodriguez against Garcia?
Because we know that Ramirez don't want no smoke
Interesting.
from him.
Oh, no.
Jose Ramirez wants no type of smoke from him at all.
From Mikey or from Regis?
From Regis, no, Mikey, that's just
Well, he's fighting
conflict
against
of
I don't, think,
interest.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody at 140 or
Well,
under
that's
wants
that's
Mikey.
that's why I think Mikey doesn't stay at 140 because his brother already has a world champion, that's Jose Ramirez, and they have Virgil, who's an up and coming guy
Which
who
he's
will be
fighting
beats
soon, right?
Relentless Orozco,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
a good ass fight. And I
Yeah.
think if he
The
beats
zone.
him, he's gonna get a title shot next. But that's why that's a prospect at 140 that's up and coming and a champion already. Where does Mikey fit into
Yeah.
that? You know, they're all stable mates. So
Yeah.
I think that's why Mikey can't be at 140, because eventually that would be like, am I gonna fight
Mandatory, yeah.
you or you? Like,
What's the number of
Looking
things?
tough
Because
for him.
at 140, everybody in the 140 division is in the zone, except for Jose
Except
Ramirez
Jose
is in
Ramirez.
ESPN. So he would have to jump the ship to go in the zone. So
Barbosa Jr.'s on.
that's why you saw Mikey Garcia with Eddie Hearn at the Anthony Joshua fight, because there was talks
Yeah.
about being at the 140.
another thing.
Well, Mikey can go anywhere, right? He's
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
himself. We don't
free
give a
agent.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
a
not
little fran-
obligated
He's a-
contractually
the
to go
mini
anywhere.
franchise.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Did you guys catch that Rey Beltran fight Friday against Commey?
Yeah, so he didn't make weight, right?
Oh, yeah, he was
To
way
me,
over.
that's so fucking disrespectful, especially
Yeah.
because you're an older guy and you're still getting title shots.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
have some fucking respect. That title shot could have been to somebody else. And Top Rank, Bob Arum, they're taking care of you by giving you these chances. Y a ti
But-
te vale verga. Like, what the
I
fuck?
don't think it was a choice though to not make weight.
How is it not your fucking choice to not make weight?
Physically,
Well,
I, don't
I saw
think he
that
was able to
taco
anymore.
and it called my name.
And it's called like,
And I made a decision.
and it's called, all right, if I can't make weight, I'm not gonna take the fucking fight.
Well, it was a title shot. First of all, you're
Make
not gonna
weight.
turn down title shots.
Make
Okay,
weight.
I don't think.
Why are you gonna take a title shot when you can't win it because you can't fucking make weight? Because even
Hey,
if you win,
look, I'm gonna just say this.
even if you win, you can't catch
He's a
the belt.
professional athlete. A lot of people have been trying to lose weight that are not athletes in a long time, and they can't even lose 5 fucking pounds. So I'm just saying.
I feel attacked.
No, not you. That's what I want to say.
But
But
you-
you were gonna fucking throw something at me. But I'm just saying.
So after Commey against
trouble.
Teofimo Lopez, what happens in that fight?
He still has to win.
Lopez against
I don't don't think that
With
like they
Commey.
put that right away though.
No, they have to.
I don't think so.
Is it mandatory?
Lopez is fighting the mandatory next.
Mandatory
But
something.
the way,
shit.
yeah, we just settled that earlier in the episode.
Okay, I'll bet you money that that's what's gonna happen next.
Well, it's a
Commey.
possibility.
No,
but
no, it's not a possibility. I'll bet you money, Gio. That's
I
gonna
don't
be
care.
next.
I don't care about that shit.
You don't want to
care
win
about
money?
money.
It's a
Care about
possibility.
Take money away
It's a-
from me then.
It's a possibility,
I know.
but it's not a probability.
Let's bet then. Let's bet.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that. That's a possibility.
You too,
but
Lily.
it's-
You want to bet?
No, I'm cool.
Okay.
Nobody
It's
cares
gonna
enough to
happen.
bet about this shit.
Well, if you want free money, I can bet you right now. It's gonna
I'm
happen.
not gonna take
What do
your
you
money
got
again.
It doesn't matter. I just want to see the fight.
Oh, true. Okay, I respect
That way I
that.
can get my money.
I respect that. No, I want to say something because on Monday, I went to Legends, right? And you know, there's always like gym gossip and like, oh, who's turned down who and who's fighting who, right?
Are you supposed to say this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was,
Just like, just gossip.
this was not. I tweeted it.
Yeah,
Like,
gossip.
I
Just
tweeted.
keyword.
You know, I tweeted the gossip. I'm like, oh, one of my friends just told me that you know
Hashtag gossip.
Ryan Garcia turned down a fight with Hector Tanajara
Oh, Ryan Garcia.
because he wouldn't beat the main event. You know, he was supposed to, to fight him in August because you know he's fighting with Virgil in that card in Grand Prairie, Texas, right? And so somewhere back like, no, that's not true. And then Pita,
Pita, yeah.
he like quoted. He's like, no, those are. He's like, I heard that too, but those are false rumors, right? So I texted my friend. I'm like, really? I'm like, you told me this, and you're like, always tell me the info. He's like, no, they didn't offer Tanajara the fight.
Oh my god.
They we sat down with they sat down with Ryan and they told him, these are the people that you can fight, and he eliminated Tanajara out of it because he knew he wouldn't be the main event. So it's not that like they offered the fight and Ryan turned it down. It's that when they're like, oh, you can fight this, and this person, he immediately eliminated Tanajara, not because he could, beat him or whatever he could, but because he knew he wouldn't be the main event. And I was gonna go back and like rephrase it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be that person to be spreading shit like that. But I'm like, whatever.
How do you type that?
I typed it
begin with?
according to my friends at the gym or like people at the gym. I'm like, I put Brian Garcia turned down a fight with Hector Tanajara.
Which is true.
Yeah.
According to
But then Pita
Yeah.
like quoted it. He's like, oh, those. He's like, I heard that too, but those are rumors. He's like, those are just rumors. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, thank you for clearing it up. But then I think my friend saw it too, and he called me and he's like, just so you know, he's like, I think the way you worded that, he's like, that didn't come out right. He's like, we were like talking about possible opponents, and he said no because he wouldn't. He wants to be the main event unless it's on a Canelo undercard.
yeah, but it seemed like
Okay.
the fight was there and he turned it
Yeah,
down.
and the
But
way
you said
I said it,
Yeah.
it seemed like the way I typed it, it seemed like they offered him the fight and he's like, no. It's like it was like a pool of people and then he immediately like, I wouldn't be the main event
just kinda
because
did
it's
that.
Virgil's homecoming. It's Virgil's home debut, right?
Oh, okay.
I
So
can
he-
see that.
So they knew he needs like no, like he didn't want that because of that, which is kind of like, come on now.
Well, I mean, he did
But-
sold the last fight, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been selling his fights, all of
Yeah.
them, like up since March of like last year. He's been like selling out
Yeah.
there, so that makes sense. But he says he knows that he's gonna most likely fight in a Canelo undercard, so why not?
Well,
Like
when
why
was
not
his
just
last
stay? Last month or 2 months ago? What was it? We went. Didn't? Oh no, I told you guys about it.
I think it was
He
in
fought
March. Yeah, when I was
yeah,
in
it was
spring
in
break.
March. Yeah.
spring break.
Yeah.
March, so April,
So
May,
that
June,
makes
July.
sense.
That's a long time
Like
to wait.
in a way, Ryan knows how to market himself because he knows that either I'm gonna fight my own cards or I'm gonna fight in Canelo's cards.
Yeah.
And that's in a way that's so smart.
Which he was asking to be on in the May one, remember?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
after
yeah.
he fought, it was just like,
Yeah.
really, dude? You're gonna get
Yeah.
a fight in 2 months?
Iron makes, like you said, Chris. He
Yeah.
fills seats, he sells tickets.
Yeah.
They
And
kind
that's
of low key need him, in a way.
and that's the way that I'm like, ugh. And I told you I wanted to go back. I'm like, I should reward it, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm like, whatever.
People would
Yeah,
interpret it. however
Yeah, and
they
like
want
people are
either
gonna.
way.
I'm like, nah, I'm not, and then I'm like, now it's gonna seem like I'm just like, no, wait, like, no,
Yeah,
like, nah,
no,
fuck it.
You
I'm
do
like,
your
yeah.
research.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
And then again, some people
I
be
didn't
like,
word it
you already
pro-
said this. You don't gotta say it
Yeah.
again. Like, no, bitch, it was different.
Yeah.
Look at it.
So I'm like, I'm just not
Look at
gonna. I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's it.
All right, let me
at
ask.
each other.
I know the way you fucking looking at me like that.
I'm looking at the time.
Jose, let me ask you real quick. What'd you think about that? Because you're an MMA guy, right? You
Yeah.
said. What'd you think about that Paulie Malignaggi against Artem Lobo
I don't
fight?
like it, man.
You don't like it?
I don't like
What
it.
didn't you like?
Because, well, like I mentioned before, like Joe Rogan made a good point where you're not, you're allowed to throw elbows, you're allowed to throw kicks,
In
and they're
MMA.
not, they're not padded, but you could throw hands too, but those are padded. So I was like, yeah. So why
4
not?
ounce gloves, right?
Yeah. Why not do bare knuckle? See how that goes. But dude, those cuts.
Yeah.
Those cuts are nothing like when you get elbowed really well. This is like a goddamn knife going through. And then with this thin ass skin that you got right here, when you're getting, these are little knives también, dude. You fucking get those little
blades,
cuts here. Yeah, it's not good. And if he's gonna fight again, he's gonna get those scars opened up, and it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse.
Did you see him during the Charlo fight?
Who was there?
Paulie Malignaggi, because he was doing the commentating, and I
that.
didn't get to see him on camera.
That's true.
Because I was waiting for
it.
it.
Probably look bad, man. That's like
Probably.
yeah.
Because I know he had a bad one in between his eyebrows.
Yeah.
And then bad one underneath.
He had a huge gash. That one right there was huge.
And this was last week or 2 weeks ago? The fight.
like
2 weeks ago. That shit's not gonna heal in 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, this thin ass skin that we have a lot of veins on our face. That's why when you start bleeding, I don't know if you can see this little red mark right here. I tried to pop a little pimple there. I popped it, but the blood behind it like kept coming
Gushing.
and coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, I could feel it. I could feel it coming
I'm
out.
gonna go to the ER right now.
I'm gonna bleed out. I'm
Mom,
gonna
I'm
bleed out.
scared.
Now see with boxers though, like the worst you get is the black guy just throw some glasses on there, but man.
Speaking of black guys, did you follow MMA then? You seen
No, I
Cowboy
don't.
Cerrone? No,
I don't.
Okay, never mind.
I have no idea who those
There's
guys are.
this
My
white
bad.
dude- white dude that had like a huge like
Black
fucking.
guy.
He was fighting a Mexican guy,
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson. He calls himself El Cucuy.
I like that.
Just kept jabbing.
like that.
Kept jabbing his left eye, and this El Cowboy rookie move did that
Oh yeah.
because he was already swollen, and he pushed that blood back in. Same show like 20 times more.
Oh,
His
God,
it's growing
that's
another head
fucking-
right
that's
here.
So
Yeah.
disturbing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I dislike from some cornermen. They fuck up the cuts more than.
Yeah, it looks
Did
like
you
it
ever
because they
see
like they like press that shit, and you're like, that's
seen-
kind
Yo,
of like.
I've seen
And they
some fights
shove
where
the-
they don't.
Thingy in their
I
nose,
know.
and it's like, yo.
Or in the cuts, like have you seen they grab
Yeah.
the Vaseline and the
Yeah,
like
they're just,
little
like,
thing, and they
squishing the
they
fuck
Get in
fucking
there, yeah.
stuff it. I'm like, what the
I've
fuck?
seen
And
some
they're
fights
just
where they
chilling
don't-
there. I'm like, what?
They don't have the ice thing. I've seen some fights where they don't even do that.
They just do it with their thumb.
Yeah,
thumb,
they're
yeah.
like push
The
it.
pressure
What are you
up.
doing?
Man.
Hell no.
So you prefer MMA over boxing, or doesn't really matter?
No, because they're
You just want to see a
different.
fight,
They're different martial arts.
all right?
One involves a lot of things. The
That's
other,
what I tell people
the
when they
other
start
is just,
arguing.
You know, limited to the hands, and that's it. Different rule set, different skill set.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. But I don't. Why is there? I never even really knew
What?
until I was just listening to Paulie Malignaggi, and he was like, you know, shitting on MMA fans. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Why was he doing that?
no, why is there like
Oh.
is it because boxing is like,
Why is there that debate?
yeah, is it because people think that you
All
guys
right,
are like
so-
purists
Just 'cause
or
people-
something?
I'll
or-
tell you
Man's
from my
masculinity is too
standpoint.
fragile. That's it.
I'll tell you from my standpoint. I don't care. I don't think there is a debate
Mm.
because, like you said, it's different sports.
Right.
But then MMA people are like, "Oh, boxing ain't shit. This and that." And
I'm
sometimes you
probably
got to
not
put.
as hardcore as
I
probably
think
why.
And
it's
sometimes
because
you gotta put
people
'em in their
think,
place,
People
right?
think that the MMA people say that boxing is boring,
Yeah.
and boxing people say that boxing requires more skill than MMA,
Mm-hmm.
which I have to agree.
Like I don't disrespect MMA, but then I tell them, "Well, look who's making money, right?" And then they get all butthurt, and then they keep going and going.
They
and
don't
going.
make money.
It's growing. It's growing. Well,
It's a growing sport.
But the
growing
UFC, I don't think you can have. I think you're limited to sponsors, certain sponsors.
Oh shit!
You would think
why?
so, right? Because it's a league.
Yeah, because like Monster, for example, a lot
Yeah.
of fucking fighters are sponsored by Monster, but they
And
don't.
what's-
They can't get their own necessarily. Like
And who's their sponsor? Reebok or
Reebok?
right? So
Or Reebok. Fuck.
yeah, but
I mean, yeah, it just sucks because like boxing promoters, you got fucking UFC,
Just
Dana
one.
White,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then MMA in general, you got you got Glory Kickboxing, you got Pride, you got One Championship, PFL. There's a bunch of other like different things. So
what do you think about Bellator?
Bellator is dope as shit. I love Bellator.
The
I
Zone.
love Bellator.
It's on the zone, but I've never watched the
The
fight.
other day,
Bellator's
I
a shit.
shared an Uber with some girl, and she said that she was the mom of a guy in Bellator who's undefeated, and because I was talking about
Like
boxing, and she's
1-0?
like, "Oh,
2-0?
Yeah,
No,
I know, right?
like-
3-0.
I don't know," but she's like, "Oh, that's my son," and she was like talking about it, and I'm like, and I forgot his name. Now I googled it right after, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like he is undefeated, and that is like
Oh, nice.
Is he Irish?
no, he was like
He's a
half
famous
white,
Irish
half
guy.
black.
I don't know.
But do you get that a lot? Like when people say like they know you like boxing, and then they start talking about
Yeah,
MMA.
and I suck. I'm like,
yeah, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
dude,
like I feel like
She's like, it's
a lot of
fighting, so
people,
she must know.
like people who are outside of the sport and they think like all combat sports.
Yes.
If you
I would
like
say,
one, you
yeah.
like all of them. And I'm
Yes.
like, no, I don't know shit about MMA because I've gotten invited to like shoot for MMA or like my friends like, oh, there's gonna be this MMA
Shoot
guy here at the
books.
gym. Can you come? You wanna come and interview him? I'm like, what the fuck would
Yeah.
I even
I
ask
can
him?
ask, yeah.
I'm like, hey, how's camp going? Like,
But if you train boxing though, and then next thing you know you train Muay Thai, fucking you're like, wait, there's punches and there's fucking kicks.
yeah,
And elbows
that's-
too,
that's
right?
Too
And
much.
elbows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that's too much to focus on. I'd be like,
Yeah, I do want to add this thing about the UFC and boxing because this came out 2 weeks ago, and I was talking to about it because my friend, he does follow MMA, and we should have probably talked about this a long time ago. But and also too, one thing that I do want to focus is what's Al Heyman's endgame. And the thing is, there is talks that Dana White is gonna be probably buying Premier Boxing Champions, so that will be
yeah,
really
I heard,
interesting.
I read about that.
so
yeah.
like, what is
He's trying to go head to
ultimately-
head with Oscar, huh?
what will happen with
Oscar dipped his
going
hands
head-to-head
into
with
his,
Oscar.
so
So I'll leave it as that. And but you want to talk about it, Chris, regarding what happened on Sunday?
Refresh my memory, bro.
You just hit the publish button.
Oh,
and
that's right.
it.
Yeah, a lot of stuff went on Sunday. So, yeah, we launched our website
Woo!
this Sunday. One story up so far, but many more coming. That's against theropes.online. So,
Yes.
yeah, man, it's gonna be some good stories. I read a bunch of your stories.
They're
We're
good, right?
gonna get some inspiration from yours, cause man, I like
copy and paste. You better be
no
careful.
copy and paste here.
No.
If it's spelled correctly, it's probably not theirs.
That's fucked.
No, so
No, yeah, I saw that. I saw that you guys launched.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. I went on my phone, but I want to look at it on the computer. I haven't looked at it at the computer yet because they always look better on like a desktop
that's
than on
what I
like your
heard.
phone.
People are like, that shit looks weird. I'm like, I haven't even looked at it. So
No, it doesn't. I didn't. And the phone doesn't look weird,
No.
but I want to look
somebody
at it.
told me it
and
looks
then-
like a MySpace.
no.
Hey, MySpace is still up.
MySpace
So
is-
We are
so
connected to
have
I
to-
know our MySpace
And
is
we have
popping, yo.
MySpace, so
Our MySpace
I felt
is
like
popping.
a coder when I was on MySpace, so
Yeah.
I
customizing
know.
Yeah,
my
right.
profile.
Remember that shit,
Fucking
Bro.
I
And you
know
could
the codes.
actually code on it too.
Oh yeah.
I would like
old one,
hide. I
not the
would.
new
Oh,
one.
okay.
I
old
would
one
like
you can.
hide
Yeah,
my
yeah.
music player so motherfuckers could not pause my song or anything. Like I did so much.
Yeah.
You can't do that stuff now. It's weird.
You can't
You
do
can.
line
The
art.
other
Yeah.
day, and
I
like
bet
on my
profile's
website.
still there though, because I had
Really?
a fake like email.
No,
when
I
made it.
didn't. I didn't. I deleted
It just
mine.
let you write whatever the fuck at yahoo.com.
And they didn't ever
It-
ask you for confirmation
Back
email. Huh?
then,
Back
no.
then, they're
Back
like,
then,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
They're like, cool.
Yeah.
But I remember you could actually code because when you were paste your profile stuff, like your, let's say your background, the coding that would actually pop up
Mhm.
and you could fuck with it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, because I would remove the ads. You know how like a layout
yeah?
would
Oh,
have the
yeah.
ads.
Yeah.
I would be able to
Knowing
go
it's
back.
I
Yeah.
liked it because I would make it
Delete
all
it.
clean. I took off the comments.
Me
It's
too.
just- It's just
Shit.
that.
Me
It's just
too.
that. Like
Mine
your
was
picture
just,
and
like,
then
my
I didn't know how to do it back
bio or
then.
whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
I
And
had
that's
my
it. And then a little picture.
my
right
about
there.
me, and
They're
like
too
just like
excited
my
about this
music
one. Your
player.
song?
Because
One
I'm not
song?
getting people mad about who's my fucking top.
Top 8?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and then I
that
think at
shit
one point
too.
I only had like a top 3 just to have one row like that.
So you didn't go
look
through.
all
And I
clean.
had all bands.
You
Like I didn't have any of my
that
friends.
shit.
I'm like I had my band.
Organizing
You
your
know, like
fucking
mm-mm.
MySpace account.
You didn't
No.
go through your phase where you're like, oh, that girl pissed you off and you moved
Yeah,
it down
fuck
a
that
little
bitch.
bit.
Yeah.
shit.
No, I am.
She cut me in the lunch line.
No, when my friend like she got a boyfriend and she put him at, I'm like,
You're
Oh,
like,
this
you
bitch. I'm like,
Oh.
so I put a band in front of her.
Wow.
bitch.
Damn.
No, like the other day, like I have WordPress. I don't know. How did you guys do the website through what?
Through Wix.
Oh, okay. Wix is better. I did
Hey,
I did
hell
mine
yeah.
through WordPress, and like the other day, like I was doing there's like an HTML option, right?
Yeah.
And I put and heart, and I put it back, and it made a heart, and I'm like, oh my god, MySpace! Like
Yeah.
I was freaking out just because I'm like, oh my god, it worked on WordPress. If you go on WordPress, I'm pretty sure on Wix too. If you click the HTML option, I put like that's the only thing I remember. So I put and heart with a little semicolon, and then I went back to the page, and there was a heart in there. I'm like, oh my god. Just,
Yeah,
you know,
emojis basically
MySpace.
made me forget about all those type of
Oh,
things
yeah.
too.
The little, whatever.
Whatever that
I
was
don't
called.
even-
Yeah.
yeah. I don't even know. What it's
Yeah, it looks pretty legit.
I
So
bet-
moral of the story, follow us on MySpace
Moral of the
at Against
Hey,
TA Ropes.
hey, that looks good.
Yep. So yeah,
It's
we
like
have
a
our videos
YouTube
coming up first, and then like we have
Yeah,
the stories, written stories published on the site. So yeah,
Cute.
good stuff. So all of our podcasts are gonna go like to the front. So it's all
Oh, nice.
interconnected. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna plug your stuff before we get out of here, but I want to talk about this next week. I told you I was gonna pull up the just listen to it.
Floyd's a great fight. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know, he had 50 fights, and he says, "Yo, listen, Sugar Ray Robinson had 47 fights. He lost one. Then he had a 78 fight winning streak. Yeah, but you even can you see even 47 lost one to 78 winning streak. But even more like modern than that. Knockouts. Look at Julio Cesar Chavez. He was 84 and 0, right? 89, 90 and 0 before he lost. 89 and 0. So it's don't tell me about you the greatest fight with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0. Chavez had 90. Yeah.
I think we'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about it next week. But that's the Hot Boxing podcast with Mike Tyson. It's pretty good. Y'all should check it out. Lily, I recommend you check that episode with LL Cool J. They talk about boxing history. I love LL Cool J.
Yeah, I love LL
fucking dope.
Random fact. I love
Wait, with LL Cool J?
As a guest.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. I like
he
that.
he has everybody on there. He has Snoop. He had Tito Ortiz recently.
Oh yeah,
he has everybody on there. It's pretty cool. He had Meta World Peace. All these dudes.
He's doing some dope fucking things, man.
Mike?
Yeah. Hell
fucking goat, man.
I love Mike.
Mike is a beast.
Yeah, but we're gonna get kicked out of here pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Lily, any stuff you want to plug?
Oh yes, Xicanaboxing.com. I did 3 interviews today. I'm doing one on Friday, and I should have them up. And I'm also writing a story for Pac-Man versus Thurman. So yeah, Xicanaboxing.
I'm gonna read it to come up with my prediction because I'm still.
You'd be like the opposite of what this bitch said. Like we never agree, so I'm just gonna turn that the opposite.
So Xicanaboxing.com, Xicana Boxing on every
YouTube
other
and Instagram. Yeah.
All right, yeah. What about you? Anything you want to plug, Jose?
No, hopefully I'm here again.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday, 3:30 p.m. Right? We're always late.
Whenever Joe gets here. Whenever Joe gets here.
Ahí está.
Ahí está, Chris.
Go New York Knicks.
Oof. Pues.
Go Dodgers.
All right. So once again, follow our website Against the Ropes, TheRopes.online. We have videos, schedule,
dude,
our ratings.
You just told me to put it on the screen.
You could do that. You could edit it. Our ratings are up. You can see Gio's top 10, his top 10.
Spelling bee
His
over
top
here.
10 are.
Oh, you guys put like
Hey,
the
but it's
top
not
10 of you
updated.
guys?
We're going to update it.
It's not updated.
Woo! I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I'm about to check that shit out.
Yeah.
Shut up. You said New York Mets. Shut up. Oh, I think you said Mets. I literally was like, bitch, what?
Go USA Women's Soccer. Yay.
Yay.
We out.
Hey, Mexico.
Yay.
Try to make it as girly as possible.
I thought you said Mets. I was like.
You already know I said I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Estrada. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Huge shout out to Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.